All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna be reacting to Cinema Just Changed Again. This video is by Brieffly. Shout out to bro. Let's see what he talking about.
It's an 8-story high picture that gives new meaning to the term larger than life.
This is the first film to be shot entirely with Imax film cameras.
And that wasn't even announced because we didn't know if we could do it.
Only a handful of these cameras exist in the world. 1 minute of film, a month in a New York apartment. They're huge, they're heavy, and very loud.
The thing that was stopping us was always the sound.
And despite decades of filmmakers experimenting with the format, no feature film had ever been shot entirely on IMAX film. But this isn't the first time Hollywood has pushed its limits.
I have a feeling we're not in Kansas anymore.
Technicolor was used for heightening the genre.
Wizard
I
of
thought it
Oz.
was unlike anything that I'd ever seen before.
They didn't want to do that, believe me, to spend that much money. Because
Damn.
there was a lot of money in those days.
87 years before Odyssey, a different team of filmmakers found themselves staring at the same wall.
And the Technicolor camera was very clumsy, very difficult to work.
It was very expensive
Damn,
in the beginning to
that's
make.
how big it
Color
is.
camera was
Pause.
very clumsy, very difficult to work.
It was very expensive in the
Fuck.
beginning to make films in color.
The crew is certain they created a new type of film experience, unmatched by anything in the past.
August 25, 1939, the premiere of The Wizard of Oz. At 19 minutes, something happens that audiences had genuinely never seen before.
God, I was like everybody else. Oh, look at that, gosh,
So color, when they saw it on the screen, they said, "Oh, it's so exaggerated," but it wasn't at all.
It was so innovative and such great fun.
The entire world turns color. Audiences gasped. Newspapers called it magic. And for decades, it was
Damn. Did they think that shit was not possible to film something that looks exactly like how the world looks? That's crazy.
remembered as the moment cinema discovered color. Except, it's not true.
Really?
By 1938, Technicolor had 25 feature films in release. The company turned a sizable profit for the first time in its 23-year history.
Okay.
A trip to the moon. Those colors look incredible, except they weren't really there. The film was black and white, every frame colored by hand, by teams of people painting each
What
one
the
individually.
fuck?
Impressive, but not color film. 6 years later, Kinemacolor changed that. For the first time, color was captured, not painted. Using alternating red and green filters, it created the illusion of color on screen. Well, yeah, it was revolutionary. But without blue, entire parts of the spectrum were missing. Images looked washed out.
How do I look?
Awful. Just awful.
And the industry,
crazy.
well, it was doubting it.
When color arrived, everyone was scared that if it was in shadows, the color was not right. So the expression of the cinematography through the language of light and shadow stopped once again. Everything was light.
For the next 2 decades, the industry kept trying. Different filters, different chemical processes, each one closer than the last, and each one falling short. Simply too expensive, requiring entirely
Yeah, all this shit
new
is gonna be
projection
informational, man.
No, but
Like, I'm not a pro at none of this shit. But all this shit is informational to me. That's why I like to watch.
could crack it. Except
Go.
for Technicolor.
Even when Walt Disney decided to go color with
Right.
Dr. Kelmus, his brother Roy objected to it. He wanted to stay with black and white. It's very good that they didn't.
The 3-strip process split incoming light through a prism into 3 separate negatives: red, green, and blue, each captured individually, then fused into a single image.
Put a bit more green here, a little less blue there, and they believed it. They thought I was creating color with the camera. It's terrific stuff.
The result was unlike anything audiences had ever seen. But there was a catch.
It was a lot of hard work. It was
not fun at all. There's nothing funny about it.
So they had to use all arc lights. And believe me, it was a blaze to work. And in the summertime, working on any Technicolor picture was murder.
Backstage, there was confusion, chaos, and often danger.
And the cameras were so loud, they had
What the fuck is that? Holy shit.
to be wrapped in massive
Yeah, I know
soundproof
it's camera,
housings
but still,
just
that
to
shit's
record
huge.
dialogue.
God
Yet,
damn.
filmmakers kept pushing, and the technology gave us one of the most iconic images in movie history.
The yellow brick road.
So if Technicolor had existed for years, why do we remember Wizard of Oz as the moment color was born? Well, for the same reason we don't know what movie used IMAX for the first time.
Hey.
The first IMAX film was not a Hollywood blockbuster. It was a short documentary screened at a World Expo in Osaka, Japan. But to
Okay.
understand how we got here, we need to go back a few years. It's 1967. The Beatles released Sgt. Pepper's. Martin Luther King delivered his Beyond Vietnam speech.
Okay.
In Montreal, Expo 67 opened its doors.
Welcome to Expo 67.
A whirling, twirling merry-go-round of entertainment that befits Expo 67.
Don't even want to pause
the
to
greatest
find out
show
what
on
the
earth.
fuck that was.
Two Canadian
just,
filmmakers were both experimenting with multi-projector, multi-screen systems. Massive, immersive experiences designed to make audiences feel like they were inside the film. But actually, none of their works made it. But because they both hit the same wall, they decided to find a solution together. With politician Robert Kerr and engineer William Shaw, they founded the Multi-Screen Corporation, which might sound more familiar by the name of
IMAX. Okay.
So in 1970, they screened The Tiger Child. 1 year after that, the world's first permanent IMAX theater opened in Toronto.
American cinematographer calls Cinesphere the most sophisticated cinema in the world.
And the format kept growing.
If you visited Expo 86, you probably saw an IMAX film. It's an 8-story high picture that gives new meaning to the term larger than life.
But how do you create such a film experience? For big pictures, you design bigger cameras. You replay those images on a new kind of projector. A massive machine that can run film that is 10 times the normal size, yet reproduces with a clarity unheard of before. You redesign the theater for maximum
That's
audience
big as shit.
involvement. And finally, you have to project that image onto a big screen.
Okay, but here's the thing they don't tell you in that film.
What the fuck?
The large 70mm film poses unique projection problems. For one thing, the sheer volume of film used is far greater than in any other system.
Every single thing about it was a logistical nightmare. The cameras were heavy, deafeningly loud, and required specialist operators. And in Hollywood, where the bottom line rules everything, that kind of complexity was a very hard sell.
Oh
So,
shit.
for most of its early life, IMAX stayed in its lane. Science centers, museums, short documentaries. Safe, controlled environments where the technology could shine without breaking a studio's budget.
No one had ever taken an IMAX camera to the summit of Everest. I don't think anyone ever thought it was a wise idea.
But then, Everest happened.
That was made people into like want to watch.
The 1998 documentary became one of the highest grossing IMAX releases ever.
We worked with the IMAX Corporation and got the camera produced from 40 kilos to 20 kilos, and it was manageable load for a Sherpa.
Okay.
And suddenly, the industry started paying attention.
Presenting the first ever full-length animated motion picture exclusively in IMAX theaters.
Okay, so animation got there first,
This shit
leading
clean.
live-action movies to be remastered.
Hi everyone, and welcome to the 30th anniversary IMAX release of Apollo 13.
So, Apollo 13 in 2002, Star Wars Episode 2 that very same year, and 1 year after that, Matrix Revolutions opened in IMAX and regular cinemas on the exact same day. Hollywood wasn't dipping its toes anymore. It had dived in headfirst.
Damn, hold on. Not Matrix. Not the fucking Matrix. Stop. Not the fucking Matrix. Oh no, this is Batman.
In 2008, Christopher Nolan did something nobody had done before.
This is a
He
classic
shot 28
Batman.
minutes of his blockbuster The Dark Knight on IMAX cameras. But those 28 minutes, the bank robbery, the Hong Kong skyline, the freeway chase, hit audiences like a freight train.
Yep. That shit was so good.
It was the first Hollywood feature to use IMAX cameras for entire sequences. Before that, IMAX had been a documentary tool. But after that, it was a filmmaking language. And Nolan wasn't done. With every film, he pushed further. By Dunkirk, an estimated 75% of the film was shot in the format.
Bro.
Each film was a step.
Tenet was so fucking good. I don't know if y'all have seen the movie Tenet, but hold on, let me show y'all. This movie right here, it's fucking crazy. I suggest y'all watch that if y'all haven't watched it. And then if y'all want like a breakdown video of the details, go to New Rockstar on YouTube. They broke it down so good. Oh my god.
75% of the film was shot in the format. Each film was a step closer to the same question. What would it take to shoot an entire feature in IMAX?
Cinema, bro.
The answer kept coming back the same. You can't.
Intimate scenes. For instance, if we were going to shoot this scene, that would have been impossible in IMAX.
It seemed impossible.
My first time working on IMAX was with Chris. And I remember thinking, gosh, it's loud.
For me, it's been my long-held dream. I mean, really, since I was about 16 years old, to do an entire film on IMAX. The thing that was stopping us was always the sound.
The audio would never work.
So they did exactly what the Wizard of Oz crew did in 1939. They built a box around it.
Up until, a year ago.
Entirely.
We had gone to IMAX and sort of challenged them to create new cameras that were quiet, or at the very least, create a blimp that would baffle the noise of the camera. They came back to us with new cameras plus a blimp. The people that we were working with are so adaptable, resourceful. They figured out how to do it, creating a mirror system so that the actors could see each other around the camera.
It feels like you're shooting a scene with like a SUV.
That shit looks like one
giant
shit.
Like
Big as a bitch.
Like a coffin, basically. This thing weighed, I think, over 300 pounds when it was all put together. They had to build special steel plating on the dollies to hold it. It was a lot. We kind of kept shooting with it, and it kept working. It kind of dawned on us that we were going to make it through the production, and we were actually going to be able to shoot entirely on IMAX.
So The Odyssey became the first feature film ever to be shot entirely on IMAX film. Every single frame. Not just the action sequences, not just the spectacle. Every whispered line of dialogue. Every intimate close-up. Every quiet moment. All of it on the largest film format ever used in cinema.
I don't know any other director who would try it. This strip of film, that's the highest quality imaging format that's ever been devised. There's nothing that competes with it.
That's
It's
a fucking
massive
goat right there,
negative,
bro.
Which, when correctly exposed, correctly printed, and projected onto a huge screen, there's an image quality there that you can't get anywhere else.
So let's go back to where we started. "1939. A film that didn't invent color, but made the world feel like it had never seen it before. And 2026. A film that didn't invent IMAX, but is doing something no film had ever dared to do with it. Both productions were told the technology was simply too difficult, too expensive, too impractical. The cameras were huge. The logistics were brutal. The studios were nervous. And in both cases, a team of filmmakers looked at all of that and decided it wasn't a reason to stop. It was a reason to push harder and get the industry to a place it's never been before.
That's fucking dedication. That's fucking dedication
heightening
right
the
there.
genre in the 40s and 50s. Color was still relegated to films as a special element, rather than what happened in the late 60s and the early 70s, where all films became color.
On the set of The Wizard of Oz, the lights needed to expose Technicolor film were so intense that the temperature on set regularly hit over 100 degrees.
And when the lights got real hot and they ate up all the oxygen, I couldn't breathe.
And yet, every morning, they came back and did it again.
We had to have our dinner, sleep, and get back up again at 5 o'clock in the morning. We hardly ever arrived home earlier than 7:30 or 8. So you see what a short time we had. There's no recreation, none whatsoever.
On the set of The Odyssey, every dialogue scene, something IMAX cameras had never been trusted to do, had to be carefully engineered around the camera that, not long ago, people genuinely believed couldn't shoot one.
It's a gigantic, super heavy box. But we as filmmakers, we're not supposed to be comfortable. We're supposed to present the audience with the best experience possible.
And yet, every morning they came back and did it again.
So all our effort was all in service of making that work on set.
You see, that's the thing about technological revolutions in cinema. They are never really about the technology. They are about the filmmakers who refuse to accept what the technology supposedly cannot do. Technicolor didn't make Wizard of Oz. Wizard of Oz made Technicolor matter.
Some people, in an effort to be kind and complimentary, they say, Jack, they don't make films like those old Technicolor films, you know, but it's because that's all nonsense. I mean, to me, the standard of photography has improved, enormously.
IMAX didn't make.
I wonder what those legends would think about shit now. Like, The Odyssey. The Odyssey is really good, like, overly. And that shit is beautiful as fuck. The noise is different, the beauty is different. And it takes a lot of fucking... Me personally, I love Greek mythology. It's been one of my favorite things ever since God of War. As soon as God of War dropped and I learned about Greek mythology that way, I was like, oh, I'm invested. I know they're not real, but like, I'm so invested in Greek mythology, and this movie just hit home for me. It's just, it really did.
The Odyssey. The Odyssey is making IMAX mean something it never has before.
People in the industry talk about their fear that theaters like this and giant screens like that are going to be part of history.
I think theaters like this are part of history, and they're part of the future as well, unquestionably.
It really shows how very small and insignificant, really, a small television screen is,
87 years apart. 2 films. 2 formats the industry had written off. And in both cases, the answer to all of that was the same. Make something so good that nobody remembers the obstacles. Only the image.
Only the fucking art.
Oz succeeded in spite of its chaotic creative process. The fate somehow uniting those who cared about the project, those who were more than capable at their jobs, those who were genuinely proud of their work. The film that we enjoy so much is the happy result of their collaborative efforts. So let's all say thank you to them.
Shout out to all of them. And shout out to fucking Briefly, bro. Good fucking video. I was entertained like a motherfucker. I was in there. I almost forgot I was fucking live streaming.